Hello and welcome to UC Today. I'm Senior Editor Tom Wright, and today I'm joined by Chris Jones from Fuze. Thanks a lot for your time today, Chris.
Oh, it's great to be here, Tom. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. And to start with, I'd just like to ask you to explain a bit about your role. I think I'm right in saying you're a couple of months into the position at Fuze now. So how's it all going?
Yes, it's going great. Joined Fuse just under 3 months ago as our Chief Revenue Officer, primarily responsibility of growing our revenue in this exciting world of UCaaS, specifically leading Fuse's rapidly growing sales team and driving our company's global channel and partner strategy.
Cool. So yeah, a couple of months into the role, but obviously you've got a solid history in this arena as well. So would you be able to talk through kind of the trends you've been seeing, over the first half of this year?
Yeah, I think if we take a look at it relative to really what's happened over the entire year, I think what we've seen over the first half of this year is continued acceleration of what's happening in the world of collaboration. I think having spent really what's the last 15 years or so of my career surrounded by the world of collaboration, I think it only highlights further that the need for collaboration technologies and what's happening overall within enterprises and the way that people are working. The last year has really defined that the need for collaboration is only accelerating, and we at Fuse are absolutely seeing that continue throughout the course of this year.
And I think I'm right in saying that the channel is a big part of kind of Fuse's growth and expansion plans over the coming years and coming months. Would you be able to talk through a bit about how that's playing out and where the focus is there?
Yeah, I guess I would start, Tom, by saying, the channel is an integrated and just extremely important piece of our overall business and how we're ultimately going to scale. We recently launched a new initiative we call Partner First, and I think the way I can best highlight that is that the concept of First really encapsulates the overall goal of embedding our partners in everything that we do, ultimately with the goal of increasing Fuse and our partners' business penetration in this world of collaboration.
And then how does that look specifically from a UK and European standpoint? Is that kind of an area of international focus for you?
It is. We're seeing the UK and Europe in general to be one of the biggest areas of growth for us. It's an area that we're adding additional and accretive resources, building new partnerships, and do see that as a tremendous market for us. Even despite the fact I know that things are improving very much throughout, say, the UK with regard to what we faced with the pandemic, I think we can all agree that going back to the normal is going to be a new normal. And the need for collaboration technologies and being able to balance in-person work as well as remote work is going to be critical. And we're seeing that happen across the UK.
And there have been some interesting pieces of news coming out from Fuse over the last couple of months that I wanted to ask you about. The first was the focus on some dedicated verticals. It seems like there's a lot of work going into there, making the product and the solution really fit specific verticals. Could you explain a bit about how that process is looking and where the focus is there?
Yeah, absolutely. The interesting thing about collaboration is it really doesn't differentiate across the different types of businesses and industries. Everybody has a need for it. And again, I think we've seen that accelerate over the course of the last year. That said, we are seeing some really exciting things happening from a digital transformation perspective in a lot of industries. One that we placed specific emphasis on over the last few months has been going after the manufacturing industry. As you know, manufacturing has a very unique situation that's happened over the last year, where it does require people to be in the office or in their workplace much more so than some of the services related industries and so forth that are out there. So this has opened up a whole different way that we take a look at meeting the needs of the manufacturing vertical, some of the specific trends that are happening within there, and ensuring that collaboration technologies can be leveraged to help accelerate their business. So we're taking that and looking at across other key industries that would have some similar types of issues and opportunities, and replicating what we can bring to the table from a Fuse perspective and collaboration within those industries.
Great. And there was the other story I wanted to ask you about actually was interoperability. There have been a few announcements with platforms like Teams, a few kind of fitting into some of the other names in the industry. Could you talk a bit about how you kind of see the Fuze platform developing in that sense?
Yeah, we at Fuze, we really are making sure that we are embedding ourselves as a true unified communications platform. Our goal is to make sure that we consolidate all the fragmented communications, in a lot of cases, often, replacing, what can be a half a dozen apps in an average deployment, combining audio, video calling, meeting, chatting, content sharing in one application. Our goal here is to make sure that we provide a seamless user experience that can ultimately improve productivity regardless of physical location or device. And we recognize that in order to do that, we have to make sure that we can work seamlessly with other applications that are out there. As you had mentioned, something like Teams, we have a very seamless integration with Teams to allow for greater productivity for people that are using Teams that do want an enterprise class voice solution associated with that.
And then my final question for you, Chris, I suppose this is the big one. What can we expect to see from Fuze over the rest of this year, and where do you kind of see the industry going?
Yeah, I think, again, if what we've learned out of this last year is that this whole idea of a new normal is here to stay. I'm often asked about what's going to happen with regard to return to work, and it's really going to be a hybrid type of model. We're going to have people that will remain staying at their home office, people that'll be coming back to the office full time, and then there's going to be a hybrid mix. And so collaboration technologies and what we're focused on at Fuze is to make sure that that environment is seamless in the enterprise. So as we think about some of our key focus areas, continuing to focus on providing an enterprise class experience for our enterprise customers, continued investment in our partner community. This represents the greatest opportunity for partnership with Fuze and also great profitability opportunities for our partner community. And then I'd say just in general, continuing to add feature sets and really focus in on what enterprise are demanding with regard to their collaboration to ensure that they remain competitive in their environments.
Okay, well, we're certainly going to keep our eye out for many big announcements from Fuze. Chris, thank you so much for your time today.
Tom, thanks so much. Great to be here.
And thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please, as always, give us a like and a share on social media, and we'll see you next time.